And we switched up some things. I was
We
running
did.
more
Yeah.
more volume than I ever had, which I had some people reach out to me that follow me on Strava, like, "Oh,
Yeah.
you're running so many miles." It's again, it's
Yeah.
you have like that comparison trap. People are like, "Oh, why are
Totally.
you running so many miles? You're going to hurt yourself. You're older." I'm like, I know my body.
Yeah.
I'm running a good amount of my miles at truly easy pace for me,
Yeah.
where I can feel like I'm having a conversation at dinner, when I'm running,
Yep.
truly. So I feel like if I'm running easy and then really hitting it hard on those days where I think every other week we were doing like double threshold work,
Yep.
and I'd never done that before. And I felt fantastic. I would come home on this after the second run to be like, man, that was a 14-mile day and
Yeah.
I feel great. And
Yeah.
those weeks, it was just so interesting because you, I would have the fear of, you get into that fear of, again, comparing yourself or, you know, what's the word? Like when you're comparing yourself to others or you feel like you're not good enough to do double.
Yeah. Yeah. Like you feel like you're inadequate. Like, yeah, like I'm not elite enough to be doing this style of
Yes.
workout kind of idea. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like definitely like I'm not good enough to be doing this type of workout or these type of workouts. But I feel like that really, really pushed me to a different level and pushed
Yeah.
me to be better and want to show up for myself. Honestly, like I every single person's different. So if someone comes to me at my age and says like I haven't been running, they're not going to start out with double threshold workouts, right?
Yeah.
I mean, every single person's different. I specifically thrive off of high mileage. I like high mileage. I've told you that. We know
Yep.
that. I knock on wood, I don't get injured often.
Yep.
And when I do, I'm very proactive about it. Um, I prioritize rest and recovery really well. And I think that some people can't do that, or that, they think that they're going to experience this extreme burnout. But you have to know that, like, right now, I'm done with marathon training.
Yep.
And this is, kind of a rest period. And I'm okay with that. So it's like, I don't know. I feel like I felt like I did so well with handling the high mileage, and that was great.
Yeah, it's an interesting conversation. I've had this for years, really, where it's like there's people who say like, "Oh, you're running high mileage," and then I ask them like, "Well, how do you actually define high mileage?" I'm like, "Is it like 79 miles is low and 80 is high?" Like, there's no actual cutoff between what's high and what's low. It's relative to the person, and so like, yeah, you were running higher volume than you ever have, but it's not like we went from like 40 miles to 80 miles. I think we probably averaged maybe 7 or 8 miles more a week, like this build than the last one. I'd have to double check.
Yeah.
But I think the other thing too is you've been very great about, and we talked about this a couple minutes ago, but like nailing your efforts, which then allows you to recover. Like you had some easy runs that were just like super, super slow because you're like, I'm kind of tired from the long run or whatever. Right. And that's what allows you to actually stack all those bricks. And so, for my athletes or your athletes out there listening, it's like that's the key to consistency, I think, is like actually nailing the efforts on those recovery days in particular. Because when we throw the double thresholds, like they're no joke. That's a big like density of work that you're doing in one day. And for you, like with parenting and life and work, it was like they were like on 5-6 hour turnarounds sometimes relatively quick, right? So you had to really nail it. And I think what's interesting, that belief, I didn't know that you had thought that until now, but that belief that maybe you're not good enough to do double thresholds, and it's an interesting belief. It's another one of those limiting ones, right, where it's like, well, who says what the like ability level is, right? And so I would argue you probably looked at it abstractly. You're like, I'm a 320x marathoner, why would I be doing double thresholds? But I'd look at it be like, well, how close to your like limit are you, right? And then so then what is it we need to do to close the gap between what your actual limit is? And that's what would tell me the modalities we should be using, not that you're 320. It's like, maybe the best you'll ever do, I don't know, is 315 and we're trying to close that gap. Well, then we got to do some of the more advanced stuff. But had you just started running, we're not throwing double thresholds at you for sure, right? So I'm going to continue to challenge you to challenge on those beliefs, because I'm interested to find out what other ones you have off the record here so we can push you forward so we can PR at every distance.
Yeah.